Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Container packed with supplies that need to make their way to families in Africa, like yesterday. You said this is a 53-foot trailer? This trailer is packed with medical supplies destined to the motherland. We need to help get these out of here.
Shalom, Salama, Siyemi, Shalom. Greetings to all my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world. Whether you're of the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you are a Gentile grafted in under the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, I welcome you this morning. In the last 24 hours, And we're not talking about Jack Bauer on 24. If you didn't know, I'd have to give an anecdote on that. 24 is it was a TV show back in the day where the season was, 24 episodes, 24 hours that was done per or 1 hour episodes, and the clock and the countdown would begin in terms of the first hour going to the 24th hour, and that depended on the time clock. So at 8 a.m. or it's 10 a.m. or 12 p.m., whatever the thing started, and they were notified, Jack and his team would solve the drama, the crime. And in doing so, there is a lot of action involved and explosions, of course. Family, I'm not going to lie. I don't think folks understand how, in the thick of things, we are. The funny thing is, yesterday, around 24 hours ago, and we'll still say less than 24 hours ago because we finished up the broadcast right around 10:40 or so. We've had and we've witnessed many, many events take place within the last 24 hours. And I'm going to start off with this article. This is from the AP, Associated Press. You can't make this up, family. You can't make this up. This was updated at 8:05. I was actually watching I-24. It's a it's a them folk um centric. And they're talking about the positives of what that bomb blast does. Of course, surprise, surprise, but it's actually not a positive, unfortunately. But I was literally taking a look at that. I was just scrolling through the channels. And interestingly enough, all of these soft targets that's going on, you got to remember that's been their MO. If you don't see the literal translation going on in Second Esdras 15, when they're talking about the Carmanians, this took place in the province of Kerman. I'm not sure if it is going to be on this, but that was according to the one. Yep, Kerman's deputy director, right here. Governor Rahman Jalali called the attack terroristic without elaborating. So, rest assured, it was the West. That's what I'm saying. That's my speculation. And all this is doing, you could tell, right? When you're hurting the economy of the West, you don't think that that wasn't going to be a retaliation? You don't think that that wasn't going to be a response? And that's just in Iran. The thing is, I'm going to tell you, a couple of years ago, would they be able to get away with this? Yeah, yes, yes. But I'm going to tell you, this time, in this age, guess what? They're going to name them. They're going to call them out. They're going to say, look, this is this, this is that. Here it is. And they'll name the sources. Oftentimes, let me kind of give you a little bit about statescraft and things of that nature. Oftentimes, they'll let folks operate. We just saw that there in October. They'll even pick up on the chatter when the deal is going down. And don't be surprised, they'll even have a blind eye to the event in question because that is a political maneuver to see, let me get to this tab, to see and to witness the death and destruction that had been caused. You know, in our Western media, we've been so not just desensitized, but we've been so censored that you can't show those videos. Why? Because here's the problem. Remember, we were talking about, shedding of innocent blood and things of that nature and what the Most High is doing? Because folks would be appalled when they see innocent blood being shed. Why was that? Couldn't they do this? Couldn't they just attack somebody who was a legitimate target? And the answer is no. And if you want to be real about this, that was the same thing that they did to us. See, when the world accepted our demise, they knew what was happening here to us in this nation. You want to know why? Because Second Esdras literally, the world is being judged because why? Because the world understood. They stood by. They were all Confederate. And now they're being dragged or drug to the Valley of Decision. And during this time, as they're being drugged to the Valley of Decision, they're going to try to come through and politicize a peace negotiation and do this and do that and try to have concessions or whatever they think is going to happen. It's not going to happen. Those days are done. Surprise, surprise, that in less than 48 hours, an Iranian terrorist attack or a terrorist attack on Iranian land occurred as a Iranian destroyer was on its way to the Red Sea. Of course, I'm putting two and two together. If you don't like my analysis, you can just hop on board and let me know that decision or that is pinned. The link is pinned. But it's funny because look, they can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves. And honestly, we're looking at the Cliffs Notes. This is why they took out the Apocrypha. This is why they don't teach on things in the Old Testament. Because forgive, forgive, forgive. Why? Because it's a policy of destruction. We can read that in Daniel chapters 8 and 9. That policy of love is really a policy of destruction. The shadowy talk, the deception. This is a different time. This is a different era. That was just in Iran. We also had attacks in Lebanon with Hezbollah. This thing is really very interesting. Not just interesting. We're moving in a time and in a space. Yeah, I saw that Prince from Sheba. Yep. So the world knows who they are, and now you now have a clear divide. I told you, family, I was on here. I had said this. The rest of the world knows who they are except for us. When you're over in the Middle East and you really have a candid conversation with the Arabs over there. Heck, I just had a conversation a couple of weeks ago with one of my Arab buddies. I told him, I said, you know, we're the people. You know. I asked him, I said, so why don't you all realize or at least help or at least try or at least something? His answer, plain and simple, he said, Caddis, I know. We understand that you are the people. We know that you are people. However, we cannot really say much. It's a very sensitive manner because it is politics. Why? Because listen, he was telling you exactly what Daniel chapter 7 and 8 was all about. Or excuse me, 8 and 9 was all about policy. We're not allowed to talk. We're not allowed to talk because if we talk, our pockets get affected. If we talk, if we disclose the truth, then we have problems. We have issues as a people. See, we have to really understand what is happening in this world. Daniel 8 and 25. I'm going to start here. Daniel 8:18. Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground, but he touched me and set me upright. And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. For at the time appointed, the end shall be. The end of what? The end of our captivity. These folks want to always say, oh, Christ is coming back. Christ is coming back. Well, then read Revelations chapters 19, 20, and 21. Oh, we don't get that far. We're just concerned about the mark of the beast. What about when the people are back in their land? What about when the nations are saying that they've been deceived, that they've inherited lies? What about Isaiah 60 through 66? We don't know about that. That wasn't our in our curriculum in seminary. Daniel 8 and 20. The ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. Now that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, four kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power. We can cross reference that with Zechariah chapter 1. Daniel 8 and 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, this is at the end of their kingdom, the latter time, at the end of their kingdom, here it is. When the transgressors are come to the full, didn't we see this yesterday in Second Esdras, chapter 15? A king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences. Why? Lying, deception. We're in the days of darkness. Why? Because everything is a lie. Yeah, it may be sunny outside, but it is dark because people are very, very, very confused. People see what's going on and they can't even quite make out what's happening to them. We're in the time, family. Look, you realize I'm reading this word, and guess what? My channel could be shut down. Do you all realize how many videos I had taken down just in December? How many videos that were literally removed from my YouTube content. Because why? This is war. It no we only understand the dynamics of war as being you see troops on the ground. No. It takes a lot more to just have troops on the ground. When you read Second Esdras yesterday, when you see Second Esdras that we went through, all of the confusion, all of the trouble bled, everything else, guess what? Those are economic, financial, and social effects of war. You just saw it. We just went over it in Iran. You see what they're trying to do in Lebanon. Turkey literally just closed the Strait of Bosphorus for two British destroyers, or excuse me, minesweepers, whatever they want to call it. So they couldn't go into the Ukraine. Gee, I wonder why. Is it because those ships were probably going to carry out some sort of operation? I don't know. I'm going to leave that to you all's speculative imaginations. Verse Daniel 8 and 23 continued, and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. Do you understand the power of this time that we're living in? It's a mighty power, but the power isn't through just a unilateral action. There's always a one or two or someone else. There's always a quote unquote coalition. Coalition. You know, in World War One and World War Two, it wasn't just the US. The US spearheaded those wars, but guess what? It was not by his own power. You had nations that later became NATO countries. You saw that with Operation Iraqi Freedom and then Global War on Terror and all these other things. Let's just break it down with what the word says. You're seeing this. This is the time. Why can they stand up? Because, quite plain and simple, because they have the children of Israel, specifically Judah, in derision. They're allowed to do this. And they have been allowed because why? Because read second Esdras 15 verses 1 through 10. The Most High said that he is no longer to he's not he can't see it anymore. He can't stomach it anymore of what was allowed to take place. as a result of these nations being judged, then yes, that's when we leave. It says, flee, partake not of her judgments, right? Jeremiah 15:51. I believe that's an accurate assessment. I believe that's a fair depiction of what the scriptures are saying. But now we have to bring it into this contemporary context because why? Because we're at the end of a time. What was that time? That time was 400 years. Why was it 400 years? Because we were carried away captive to a nation of fierce continents. We were carried away captive to with a nation that was as swift as an eagle. This is the figurehead of the eagle. I don't see any other channels or shows or cartoons. You see the eagle, you see what? Usually has an American flag with it. I'm just saying. And now, look, we didn't even talk about Russia yet. You know what I'm saying? We haven't even spoken about them yet. We haven't even talked about Japan. All the things that's happening. The Houthis now going to Iran to coordinate attacks on the Red Sea. That's exactly what that explosion was for. See, there's one thing about the Houthis. There's one thing about Yemen in general. They're not all about that I'm going to pay you off nonsense. They're wild men. Like for real, for real. And when they got started with the Red Sea, I said, yeah, this ain't going to end too well. Because listen, they have no chill. They're going to do it with or without any support. But now, with this incident happening in Iran, I'm going to tell you that just notched everything on up. Targeting civilians in Russia, that notched everything on up. Now everything is going to be notched up. Why? Because the biggest objective isn't those nations. The biggest objective is coming out of the East and the North. It's coming out of China. Because in warfare, there's also psychological operations. What does that look like to see everything and everyone being lost, to see all the fronts globally being lost? What do you think that that turns into, especially in the West? What type of an American are you? Quoting the Civil War movie coming up in the spring of this year, in less than 2 or 3 months. I can only cringe to speculate how this place will look by that time. Because you realize they had to open up the Bab al Mandeb for the Red Sea because America is grossly affected. And all of those nations that support her power is affected. Now, if they hadn't said anything today, chances are they won't say anything because they don't want to scare people. Yeah, Sean, I see you in the comments. Yeah, that's one of those things. Being around a crowd may not be a good idea. Just saying. Just saying. Let me get into this. Daniel 8 and 24. Let me continue this. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. Shall destroy wonderfully. I always look at that. I always thought, listen, if you didn't know, who was the only nation on this earth to unleash a nuclear or atomic weapon on another people, on another country, on another nation? For operational use, for tactical operational use. Yeah, this place. I'm just saying, look, this is what the word says. Hate me, condemn me. Listen, this is what the word says. They could take the channel. They can shut me up. They can do whatever they want. That's what the word says. I already knew I was on borrowed time. I don't have plans for a backup channel. I don't. I already knew how this thing was going to go because we're here for a season. Did you all think that we were going to be here forever? Brother Mike, give me a second because I want to finish this on up. And shall destroy the mighty and holy people. That was the destruction of Israel and Judah. Judah here on the continent, excuse me, in the diaspora, Israel on the continent. Because why? Because everybody in this confederation has a part to play with our destruction. If you didn't know what these scriptures are showing, you better know. Because why? Because honestly, this could be the key to literally your life being saved. There's no more time for games. There's no more time for folks to be in their feelings. I'm sorry. You see what's happening over there, and you know that that's going to be coming over here. They're not caring about this place. This place is $34 trillion in the hole. Who has $34 trillion in their back pocket? There you go. I took care of the debt. That is literally so big of a number. It's not even a real number. It's not even a real number in terms of actual wealth. This place played itself. And it played itself right into the hands of the Most High. And all we had to do was literally just sit here and watch and wait. Let me continue. Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. What is that craft? Lies and deceptions. Through his policy also he shall cause craft to the lies and the deceptions to prosper. Do we see this now? Can we start to understand this now? Do you see the scriptures now jumping off the pages and now being applied to this time? Because the Most High's word never lies. It never falls short. It never returns void. I don't care who wants to argue. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it. You can argue as much as you're blue in the face. But I see this word, I believe this word, and when this place is conquered and these folks go into her service, and these nations get the edict of do unto her as they had done unto my people and do a double portion. What's the argument going to be? They're going to argue all the way until they get that brain chip on the base of their neck, on the base of their skull. You're not the people. You're not the. And then they get remotely jacked into the matrix. I don't even want to know what that drill's going to sound like. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And this is Daniel 8:25, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. Because why? They done took over. Why? They think that they're the people. They think that we're one of the 12 tribes of Japheth. We have no genetic connection, but guess what? We done conquered everything, so we're declaring ourselves as holy. Don't believe me? Explain to me Rome. Just saying. And by peace, oh, here we go. And by peace, come on now, family. And by peace shall destroy many. Oh, and by peace shall destroy many. He also shall stand up against the Prince of Princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Do you know that they're standing up against Yahusha right now? I told you, they hate Yahusha. They hate him. Brother Mike, what you think?
Shalom, brother. How you doing? Karis, man. What you said earlier, and then I would, I couldn't hardly sleep last night for whatever reason. I don't know, but then I seen Truth Unedited.
Mm-hmm.
This brother, he been going in on that about the Messiah, and he went in, and he was showing this is all these supposedly major religion, but all of them is taking their theme from our book when it comes to the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only ones. They didn't speak about no people in their books, but they speak about a coming Messiah. They do speak about a coming Messiah, but they don't. I mean, when you just listen to the brother and the way he broke it down, they know there is one way that we can be right with the Messiah before his coming.
Mm-hmm.
And they are choosing. And then at the same time, you got the Hashatan, who is, you know, misleading the whole inhabited earth. So, I mean, just to look at this stuff and seeing all these different leaders. So what, I ain't gonna say all these different leaders, seeing some leaders being killed. I'm trying to figure out who is who when they get to talking about these different leaders and what's going on.
Listen, we just saw this. Those are the dragons of what? Assyria. Do you hear what I'm telling you? That is what's going on. This is Babylon. See, they were saying all these things of the clue words. This is the system of Babylon. System of Babylon. System of Babylon. However, the system of Babylon is a legion, for there are many.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? Because they gave their power, right? We just read this. This is Daniel 8. And let me see this. And in later time he shall stand up. There was Daniel 8:24, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. These are the nations. This is the latter times. Yeah, it moved on over. It transformed. Yes, it still has the characteristics of Rome. Jacoba literally just covered that a few months ago. Because why? Because it's an amalgamation. What is here in this nation? All of the nations. Whether the people of the nations are actively fighting for or against this nation, they're all here. They're all represented. Now, this nation has magnified himself or herself. Because why? Because that spirit of Babylon has said what? I've destroyed many. I've destroyed the people, the holy people. I took on Yahushua HaMashiach himself, and I made for me an idol.
They disrespected his name. That's what they did. Blasphemed. Wow.
This is where we're at right now. This is where this is why, look, when people were reading this, it's a sequential order when you're reading the word. Why is this now making so much more sense right now during this time? Why are we seeing that folks over on the continent, our brothers and sisters on the continent, are doing all of the things that ancient Israelites had done? Why is it that we see them folks that claim to be us go over there so they can do what? So they can learn Torah. I wonder why.
You going in? I feel you, bro.
You said so now you understand now the lies and the deception, because why? Because it's policy that they controlled. Well, it's politics. When I told you I talked to my friend from the Middle East, Brother Karras, we can't really talk on the matters. We know who you are. We know what's going on, but we can't say anything because it's politics. Why? Because it's policy. He literally just said Daniel chapter 8:25. He literally said, look, and here's what we do. And by peace shall destroy many. By doing what? Peace treaties, peace agreements. other measures of, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, agreements, associations, you name it. How many how many countries were at peace with this nation before they did what? Before they went to war? A lot of countries.
Mm, mm, mm.
Peace, and then what? Sudden destruction. So if Asia is going to do the same Babylonian thing, the same Babylonian construct and design, then what do you think is going to happen next? Here we go, family. You've heard it here on Covenant Awakenings channel. You're going to hear it here. And you probably heard on Jacoba. But I'm going to say that right here, especially for our listeners, the contemporary. I wish Jacoba was here. Jacoba. No, it'd be like the 24. Do, 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 do. Oh, listen.
And they goes, ain't no 400 years. Yeah.
Listen, whatever teaching Jacoba has, man, he may just have to do something daily because everything is popping off. Man.
I was just thinking about that, bro. Because I'm looking at Sister Ashonda. I mean, I didn't catch her live, but I went by and I looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean, yeah, I felt her. I felt what she was saying. And she was, talking about our people. We asked Yah to forgive us of our sins and that of our forefathers. But then she said, now it gets to a point where you can't blame your forefathers because they're not here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did put us in this predicament that we are in. But how we are going into the world it's like for the majority of us, it's like we going in head first. Along with what's going on in the world. It's like you got two battles. You got this condition of this system going on, and then you got a condition of a particular people when Yah is telling them, get out of Babylon.
Well. Let me tell you this first. Let me tell you this first, because I didn't finish my thought.
Oh, my bad.
You're going exactly in the direction that I was getting ready to go to. Here's this thing, family. I'm gonna put you on to something. This isn't my word. This is the Most High. This is what you see in this word. This is what you see in this scripture. Let me push this on back. Excuse me, fam. I'm on my tablet. But I gotta push this on back. To Second Esdras. And I gotta come here in the Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 42. And now I want to get you all to understand this tie-in. Okay? And I want you all to understand what I see. This is my interpretation, right? When we just read, the destruction through or peace through, destruction and policy and things of that nature. Here we are. I'm going to read this. This is going to be Second Esdras 15:42. We just covered it yesterday. Excuse me. Starting at verse 42. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, and grass of the meadows, and their corn, and they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. Let me say this. Why would they do this? And okay, that's verse 43. Now here we go. They shall come to her and besiege her, the star in all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up into heaven, and they and all they that be about her shall bewail her. Here we go. Here we go. Verse 45. And they that remain. All right, you gotta. Someone's
Is that me?
someone's echoing. I don't know if that's you, brother Cecil. And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put fear, or that have put her into fear. Here we go. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Why? Now let's go here to Daniel 8 and 25 again. Because why? And by peace shall destroy many nations. Because why? I believe this is my breakdown. When I see these and I see what's happening, I believe that right before the destruction of this nation,
Mm-hmm.
China will try to make a peace treaty. China will say, we're going to have a peace treaty.
I can see that. I can see that.
Do you see what the scripture was saying? Why are they being made afraid? Why is Babylon being made afraid? Because why? I believe this. Hey, before this even gets on any of your shores, hey, let's come to the table. Let's talk this on out. Let's negotiate in peace. Let's figure this thing on out, because we don't want to just destroy you all. Let's talk. Let's have a peace treaty. Let's sign. And then as soon as that happens, that's when, according to the scripture, all hell breaks loose.
Peace and security, and then sudden destruction is to be instantly upon them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because why? Listen, it said, thou art partakers. This is daughter Asia. Partakers, what? They learned the same craft. They learned everything from Babylon. Is that not what we just read in 2nd Esdras? Is that not what we're seeing in Daniel chapter 8? They learned all these things. What does it say again? And by peace shall destroy many. That's Daniel 8 and 25. I'm giving you the scriptures.
I mean, when I think about some of the small things of what they learned from Babylon, if you look on some of these TikToks, if you seeing the Asians dancing, they pop locking, they moving like us, and the men, they getting their hair nappy and lined up. This is just the low stuff now. This is just the low stuff. We ain't even talking about the higher stuff. But everything that we do, they're doing it there. They want, they want a little swag. They pay attention to these African Americans. Although we in Babylon, they still taking it from Babylon. They're taking it and they're living it. What you're saying, I can see that. I can see them coming in. Hey, let's do a peace treaty. False documentation. That's all it is. But yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Brother Cecil, shalom.
Shalom, brother. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Is
you have
there
the
any
echo
echo?
though in the back. But yeah, go
Oh
ahead.
boy. Oh my goodness. Is it better now? Is it
Um,
better?
no, it's not. But go ahead.
Okay. Okay, what about now?
Oh, you good now? Oh,
Good,
wait a
good,
minute, that's
good.
me.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's the feedback. We get the feedback from you, brother Cecil. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, switch or change your mic, and I'll bring you back on. Sister Chantel, shalom.
Shalom,
How is
everybody.
everything in the UK? How are you?
Uh,
How is your time off?
um, I'm still not 100%. My throat's a little dry, but I'm doing a lot better. Kids are out with their dad, so I've got a little bit of freedom, a little bit of time. I've just been listening. In fact, I listened to yesterday's. Oh my gosh, like YouTube is not giving me notifications. I listened to your yesterday's one last night, and I just finished a little while ago, probably about an hour ago, listening to Truth Unedited. Like,
Mhm.
man, I left a comment on his, because like I said to him, what I found really interesting was the Muslim girl in the first video saying how she has a Bible, and I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
but reading it, are you? Because if you were reading it, you'd know that you were in error and that Christianity is in error. And all of you that are trying to do this linkage, to try to make out like there is some sort of validity to every one of your mess, you know that you were wrong. I find all of this, wow, what's going on in Japan is amazing.
Mhm.
It's funny. Speaking of what you were reading, I remember the first time I heard Second Ezra's, and that was when Yakoba read it, and I was like, wow. And I was like, I have to find this. And I delved into it. I found it. I delved into it, and I was like, I kept reading it over and over again. And one thing that kind of struck me was the Most High is mad at Babylon,
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
sure. But the Most High seems really, really peeved with Asia, China, more
Mhm.
specifically. And
Mhm.
I've always said, when I started reading that, I've always said that I feel like the reason why he is more angry with China is because of the fact that you should know better. It's like
Mm.
when you look at China is old. China is very, very old. And
Yeah.
America is a new country. It's just a baby. She's a little girl on the scene. And it's like all of us who have children, when your oldest child is following your younger children, how mad are you? Like, you're like, what is wrong with you? Why are you copying them? You're
Mhm.
supposed to be setting the example, you know? So it's like when I see that and I see everything that America has done, China is copying. Even down to, I don't know if you saw the video that I sent in regards to the water, the dams that China has erected to starve out the other nations that are underneath them. That I've forgotten the name of the river, but their whole economy, their life is centered around this river, and that's Vietnam. I forgot the other two or
Is
three
that
other
is that the
countries.
Yangtze? I think that's the Yangtze. Is that what it is?
I can't remember. It might be,
Mhm.
but it's like it's that, but it's also there's more to it as well. The fact that if we understand who the original people were back in those areas, how did they turn from that to this? There is so much about China, about Asia in general. They closed off their borders, and they closed off their borders. We just thought, oh, they're closing off their borders to, because they want to keep the West out. No, they closed off their borders so nobody could see the atrocities, what they were doing. Right. But at the end of the day, the Most High has seen you. And we see what's going on in Asia, in China specifically. And it's like my mind, I remember watching a video that Sister Deborah did a few months ago, showing I think you even mentioned it, Michael, showing the state of China, even to the point where the pus was coming out from the Three Gorges there. Pus was coming out from their ground. And she kept saying, what have you done? And that's the question those of us that are awake, we answer the questions. We know why the West is being judged. What have you done for the Most High to bring this down on you? Because if we're going to be honest, what they're going through, it seems like they're going through something a lot worse than what's happening in America right now. And you have to answer the question, what did you do?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Something happened. Exactly.
Exactly. You did something when you closed off your borders. You did something. You did something to some people, and the Most High has been watching and judging. And sometimes it's very telling when you see the order in which things are happening to certain people. Like, for example, we've seen for years, decades, what has been going on, the fall of the Ottoman Empire, and how the West came into prominence and treated them. Still to this day, we're not going to name the names, but we know what we're talking about. Still to this day, they're being treated atrociously. But as much as it really does clench our stomach, because oh my gosh, the things that I've heard about what they have done to females in that place, I can't even. But you have to ask yourself, what did you do? But we already know what they did, and we already know what they did to our men, and we know what they did to our women. And it's like, these things happen in a specific order. They are going through what they are going through because of what they did. Remember, they're the ones that kickstarted this global world war, that First World War, that I agree with Pastor Kelly says was a world war, right, on us. We were shipped everywhere. Here's another thing. Before they started shipping us to the Europeans and then to the Americas, we were going to the East. Mm-hmm. We were going to the East. And we were being mistreated by these same people. Now, we've seen how they treat their own people. What do you think they did to us when we were there? So we're seeing what's going on with, in the Arab world. And we're seeing their judgment and everything. And we're seeing what's going on in Asia. And then when you said it will come east, it will come from east to west. Yeah, because when you look at Bible prophecy, even down to when you look at the four great nations, Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, Greece and Rome, and then the 10 toes, it starts from the east. And it's literally prophecy moves where we move. So we started in the east. We were being relocated and reallocated to the east as well. And we have slowly been moving westward. We have been moving westward. Prophecy has been moving westward. And these people have been taking us westward. And we're literally seeing the judgment falling westward. That's why the thing that happened 3 years ago that broke the whole earth literally started where? In the east, and and then went west. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Well, you also had what? You also had don't discount what a lot of people don't understand. Back in 2017, 2018, remember Trump was saying, "Look, we're going to have a trade war, and and America's going to win." Remember that?
I know. Yeah, when he was in office.
Yeah, remember that? He said, "I like trade wars." He's like, "We're going to win this trade war."
Dude, you lost.
Yeah, we didn't just win. We didn't just lose. We lost bigly.
But that's
Yeah.
that. But you know what? But that's his strategy now. That's one thing he can come back and preach to the people that he's trying that's following him to get him back in office. Oh yeah, and they looking at what's going on with the world and everything. And so I mean, it is a blessing. It is a blessing not to be lost
Yes, it
spiritually.
is.
It is a
Mhm.
blessing. It is absolutely a blessing not to be lost. 'Cause what
Can
Sister
you
Chantel was
imagine not
talking about?
knowing?
Yes,
Can you imagine not knowing what's going on, knowing who you are and everything, and having that sense of peace that the Most High holds us in the palm of His hand, so we don't have to worry about the big things because this is too big for us? Can you imagine not knowing that and being awake to what is going on in the world?
Mhm.
Now you understand why these people are terrified. Because if I was them, I would be terrified. I would be scared. I would be scared
Mhm.
Fearful.
hopeless,
What is it?
basically.
Yeah, trouble bled. That's what the word says. They're trouble bled. These folks,
Mm.
listen, I don't care what you want to call it. I don't care how they want to crank up the economy with producing more fake money there where it's now $34 trillion in debt. Ain't no getting out of 34 trillion. Do you know right now, as we speak, it's one of the biggest airstrikes in Ukraine since the war started. That's going on right now in Ukraine. They're not even talking about that. You know how crazy that is?
Talk to me, brother, because I didn't know.
They were saying, this is reported on a couple channels. After that Belgorod incident in Belgorod, what the Ukrainians did, they targeted people during the day. You know, people are going to be out and about during the day.
Mhm.
Remember what we were just talking about? Innocent blood, second Esdras.
Mm.
This is what these nations do, right? And it's not Babylon specific, but it's Babylon minded nations. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's Babylon
Mhm.
minded nations, but what do these
Yeah.
Babylon minded or beast nations that ride or, that are able to let Babylon ride on top of her, right? The nations that have given them her power, the nations that made her powerful, right? These nations are doing what? They're just doing the same playbook, but they're all going to be judged. And now this judgment is coming on them.
Mm. You
And
know,
now you understand they have it's not that we aren't at war. They're just not going to want to declare that we're at war because why? Because the moment that they make Babylon fearful, guess what? That stench is in the air. You know, like when you smell good home cooking, you know what I'm
Pour a
saying?
smile
Like,
on your face.
yeah, when you smell some good barbecue, when you smell some good brisket, some good beef brisket, you know what I'm talking about with the mesquite on it. You know something with them that wood chips that's been
Mm.
nice and smoked. You
Yeah.
smell it, and it's a sweet aroma. You gonna come looking, right? Your mouth is gonna get watering. Something
yeah,
smelling
their
good.
mouth is watering for another reason.
But you see what I'm saying? Look, they know that once they see that fear, their mouths are watering.
Hmm. I want to read
Mm.
something that builds on what you just said. This is from Luke 21, verse 25 and 26. And it says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven will be shaken, shall be shaken. You know, when we see, I've always said that in Bible prophecy, the sea, any mention of water in Bible prophecy is usually speaking of multitudes of people, loads of different people. So when it says the sea and the waves roaring, when you think of the sea is roaring as a whole, but then when you think of the waves roaring, the waves are like, it's like the waves is what you see on top, right? The waves is what is it's the crest of the waves that's roaring. But when you think about that, what does that tell you? It's on top. So when I read that and I'm thinking, okay, if water represents peoples, nations, tongues, so on and so forth, then what is the waves? If the waves are on top of the actual body, the whole body of water, what does that represent? What that tells me is that it tells me that these people that are ruling, they know what, you remember you keep saying, Caris, that they know when it's going to be time. They know what the timeline is. And these people are distressed. So when you said that how, you know, they don't want to tell people what's going on. Oh, they don't. Because then the rest of the sea would be in turmoil. At this point, the sea is shifting and moving. But the waves is what you see is literally going. You see the waves and literally when it starts to get furious, what happens to water? What happens to waves when it gets furious? It turns into foam. It bubbles and it goes white with fright. That's what's happening. So when I literally read that and I see the sea and the waves roaring, I see that these people are completely, they're losing their mind. That's why they're making decisions that don't, for us, we're looking and it makes no sense to us. And then when you see the distress of nations with perplexity, perplexity means they don't even know what's going on. So when we talk about how these people, oh my gosh, they don't even know what's going on. They really don't.
They don't.
They are completely perplexed.
Yeah.
They are completely out of their mind, not knowing. When you listen to your Canadian friend and he says, like, we broke down Leave the World Behind. I watched his breakdown. I was like, is that it? I've watched a lot of breakdowns and I'm like, wow, you people really don't know what's going on and you really don't know what this film is saying. You're getting messy and getting upset by the fact that Obama's saying this and that. Obama is actually trying to help you. He's telling you
they don't even
what's happening.
Help. Isn't that
no,
sad?
they don't.
Like, you know, they're literally getting thrown a lifesaver. And they're saying, get the lifesaver away from me. It's racist. What? It's
exactly.
a station. But
that's all they got from that.
Yeah, that was it. I'm like, okay, well, all right. Destruction is imminent in 5, 4, you know.
Never mind the fact that Julia Roberts her character was completely rude and racist, and that girl matched like for like. She didn't like it, which is why I'm going to go into that. But she matched her like for like. They didn't see all of that. They literally hop, skipped, and jumped over that. And then when they got to the scene where the girl said, "We can't trust anyone," they ignored that part, and they honed in on especially white people. And it's like, yeah, but what have you done? Can we trust you? Oh, you're so trustworthy, right? You have kept every word, everything that you agreed upon. You kept, right? We can shake hands with you and say, yeah, you're trustworthy. You foolish.
Chantel, what does Daniel 8:25 through peace was what? Destruction.
Yeah, peace and safety shall sudden destruction come upon you.
It said, and my peace shall destroy many, right? We want to give you peace. We want to love you to death. No, they really
and make agreements in peace, but never keep one piece of it.
Like I said, it's a false document. And you can sign in all day long. It's a false document.
Brother Asaph, shalom.
Shalom. I'm on a train, so I'm going to be quick. The bailiff is knocking at the door, and I know the bailiff is outside.
You kind of far away from your phone, brother. It's like you're far away from your.
You must be in one of those London tunnels in the train.
Right, let me try this.
Yeah, you sound like you're down in the tunnels, not on the actual train itself.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But I said the bailiffs are at the door, and he's knocking at it now, and he's going to collect.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
We really can't hear you, brother Asas. Sorry. If you get to a place where you're either not moving or you're top side from the underground, we'll bring you back in.
If you ain't moving on a train, then you're late.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so much happening now.
Totally different than the subways here. Their trains are like crouched all over. Our subways you can actually like stand up in. It's pretty interesting.
But I want to go back what Sister Chantel was talking about. The judgment that's going on over there in Asia. I'm just I've been seeing from Sister Deborah. Yeah, they had white rocks. This woman, she literally pulled out her phone and recorded one when she said it. She was looking at the road buckle up, and these white rocks was coming up out of the ground.
Yeah, looked like pustules just popping out of the.
Yeah, like some alien egg or something.
It was disgusting.
Like, yeah, and
bro,
then they had spouts of.
Hey, Brother Mike, that was Denver the Last Dinosaur. Remember that? Like they had the earthquake, and then like from the earthquake or the volcano, the dinosaur egg came up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Denver the Last Dinosaur. That's what it was.
Yeah, but they were showing like spouts of water shooting up like 4 feet high, and I'm like, how's all this going on over there? And I kid you not, when I first seen it, I'm like, man, what did they do? That was the question that was in my head. But I'm looking at
here it is. Canadian Prepper literally just came on 5 minutes ago. Thank you, Romy, in the chat. The title of that video is called Alert Moscow Bombed USA Green Lights Russian Strike. Israel starts to war. North Korea says F it in expletives. So
break that down for me, Karis.
I'm going to break it down for you in one word and one word over. Only. One word only. Yakoba. Yakoba. Yakoba.
Yeah, he gonna come up.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Man, 73 people killed, 170 wounded in the blast. That's what Iran saying. Wow. Iran says at least 103 people killed, 141. This is so late breaking, family, that they're oh man. Okay, let me do this. YouTube fair use. I'm gonna do this. Share screen. Man. This is an article we looked at earlier. This is very, very late breaking. It literally was updated as we were speaking. Iran says at least 103 people killed, 141 wounded in blast at ceremony honoring slain general.
Is that the general that Trump?
Yes, Soleimani.
Mm.
Because why? Because I believe this was the anniversary. I think it goes down here and it shows that, So the blast struck at an event marking the 4th anniversary. Yes, 4th anniversary of the killing of General Qasem Soleimani, the head of the Revolutionary Guard's elite Quds force.
Oh, you know they're not mincing their words. They said killing, not death.
It was a killing.
Yeah, it was.
That sound like
Normally they try to
retribution.
soften it and say the death of this such and such person, but they're saying no. We're going to tell it how it is.
Yeah, who died in a U.S. drone strike.
I was just about to ask who did.
January 2020.
Yeah, that sound like getting back at somebody.
All right, the explosions. This is the thing, family. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, this is the thing, family.
It's a disrespect, actually.
Oh, let me read this sentence. Because I'm bringing this on up. Because Jacoba did a wonderful job a couple last year in this. The explosions occurred near his grave site in Kerman.
That's retribution.
I heard 2nd Ezra 15. That's what I heard when you just said that name.
Yeah, I'm bringing that on out. 2nd Ezra 15 and 30. 2nd Ezra 15 and 30. And it reads, also the Carmanians raging and wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
We weren't even getting the full taste.
Exactly. Now, why would they be mad? There has to be a catalyst for them to rage out. They were mad when he was killed.
Wait.
They were mad.
Here we go. Because I want to finish reading this. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. We just read this yesterday, and see what happened in literally less than 24 hours. I'm telling you, this thing is going fast.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? Let me ask you something. Today is the 3rd, right?
Yep. 1, 3, 2, 4.
You know, I'm just trying to figure out what tomorrow's the 4th. I mean, it's going. Yeah. I mean, 3 days into their new year, man, this don't look good for them. It does not. It does not.
All right, Brother Rojo, you know, we're at 435 viewers in this channel, you know, with only, you know, a couple likes. I get it. I'm not here to stake a claim for fame, but Brother Rojo, you know, I just have to give you that warning because, you know, new year, listen, new censorship.
I know. The last time I was on here, I had to kind of our boy, our beloved little brother, Ninja Fire Wolf. He was gatekeeping hard, so I much respect to him. I mean,
you know what? Let me ask you something though before you, Karis. Now, wait a minute. Did the U.S. struck Russia, or did Russia strike? Who struck who?
All right, so it looks like the USA green lights Russian strike. That was the whole point of the war. They said this to the Ukrainians, and they said this to the U.S. They said this to the U.S. You allow a strike on the Russian soil, particularly Moscow. That's a red light, or that's a red line. That's a red line.
So this is a matter of time before Russia strikes back. And the thing about it is, I mean, they supposed to have some bombs that they cannot be tracked.
But where do they strike back to, and how do they strike back?
Yeah, that's
Mike, listen, let's just enjoy our little bit of internet for a while before them cyber attacks go. Listen, Russia, I don't know about y'all, but I'm just saying I'm not encouraging any cyber activities. But you know what, Russia, y'all can really, you know, I don't know. Move
Hmm.
some. You want to know how you can really hit the United States where it hurts?
Put some money around.
Yep. Yep. Do a cyber attack and move white folks' money into black folks' bank accounts. You don't want
Boy,
to see this place
y'all
go
are bad.
crazy? Go ahead.
got all those educated people over there. You use that education, man. Then help a brother out.
Black folks will be running to the ATM so quick. Hey, let me open up this account here and let me move this money because before they do this, go ahead.
Tavares, we are listening. We are listening, comrade. We are listening.
You want to see fear? You want to see fear? Let me tell you what. I'm just saying that's what the scripture says. I think that's just my interpretation. I think.
I'm thinking that maybe you're right on this. We will talk later after the show. Huh? We will talk later.
Listen. They don't already hacked everything from China. Look, I'm just saying, y'all really want to hurt the psyche of America? Drain white folks' bank account and put it in black folks' bank account, and you're gonna see imminent destruction.
You ain't joking. Man, when I was doing day trading, me and my buddy, we always the ones who would write the programs for us. The majority of them were Russians. We had like maybe one or two that was from India, but we preferred the Russians. I mean, because they was boom, 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 boom. And so when I trade, I turn on my trading app, and it trades for me. But after so long, the system will recognize that it's more like a robot that's trading. So it'll throw a monkey wrench into your your trading and whatever. So you got to watch it because that's how the system is set up. But you come with another program. We always we talk with the Russians. They're the biggest programmers.
Mm-hmm.
And see now, I think this country has underestimated them very badly.
Yeah.
Very badly. And now I know that cat, he's going to retaliate.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to. You might just hang that up. Today is the 3rd, and it may happen on the 3rd, about the 4th, and about the most. I don't think they're gonna sit down and wait on that. Now, and then just back in October when they was talking about an evacuation of the United States. All right, now that statement that what's his name Kirby, that politician. You remember we was looking at Yacoba's show.
John Kirby is a spokesperson for the U.S. State Department.
So I'm looking at this now. They did what they did.
Sorry, the POD.
I'm sorry, say it again.
John Kirby is a spokesman for the Department of Defense.
Okay. So now, with what just taking place, I can only imagine what Canadian prepper is looking like. He probably up there sweating bullets. I mean, around his eyes, man. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised his eyes all puffed up. He'd like, oh, I got it. It's like they getting prepared for the worst case scenario. Go ahead, sis.
It's in my head right now.
That's I mean, if you don't have a faith, well, if you don't have faith in Yah, that's a very dangerous position to be in. Now, if you like Esau, everything about him is all about his weapons, his survival skills.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are. I mean, off the top, I want to go in the outskirts. I'm gonna have guns. I want to have this. I want to make sure I got water. I got food. But that's only gonna last for so long. You only got so many ammunition. Then what?
What it say about storehouses? That the rats are with the food.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was Jasher, right?
Yeah,
they were trying to, the Egyptians knew what was going on. They heard what was happening from Joseph, And when they tried to do it, when they tried to prepare themselves, they got hit because they didn't know how to actually prepare the grain, because a lot of it was they were getting help from other nations. So they didn't know how to do it themselves. This is Jasher. So when they were trying to bring the grain in, the grain wasn't dried out, and then it came through into the mold and the silos, which weren't built up the right way. And then the grain had the mold, and the rats came on in there. Those that had mold. Those that prepared had the rats, right? And then, their stocks went down. And then in 7 years, at the end of it, Egypt was the most successful because of the wisdom that Joseph had. And at that time, everybody came, and you understand, it didn't seem as though it was a aristocracy or monarchy per se, but it became one because the people said, we'll give you our bodies. All we have left is just our bodies. We don't have anything else.
You know something?
That's Jasher. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say this, yeah. It's so funny, like this whole thing that's happened in Russia. It's kind of like they respected them enough to leave them alone, during their celebrations. But this, like, the way the Russians will probably see this is kind of a slap or a spit in the face, because they're literally about to go and celebrate their Christmas, which is on the 7th in a few days. Are you out of your mind? This is a slap in our face. We will have your blood. I'm telling you, this is the 7th of January is their Christmas. You did this just before Christmas. They left you alone. They could have done something to you. They would have had every provocation to do something to you, but they didn't. They left you alone to eat your turkey, to enjoy your season. They gave you that peace and that space and that time. If it was me, I wouldn't, but they did that. But you went and did this.
Enjoyed the honey baked ham with the whole
Exactly.
Come on now.
But now you have released the bear. We will come with you, at you with full force. The bear is hey, Karis, do you remember the video? Sorry, Michael, but remember that video you showed of the bear and the I think it was Sister Shona. The bear and the eagle.
And so did
yeah.
Sister Eve showed it. I think Sister Shonda showed it. Oh boy,
I think we're about to see that very soon. Do you know something? I'm so sorry. I swear this is going to be the last thing. I don't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
There's meat on that ham bone. There is meat on that ham bone. Pick it clean.
Have you looked at that at the Ukrainian the other flag with the what looks like the trident?
Mm-hmm.
It's got like, I think it's yellow or a yellow trident or something. You've got the actual flag of the, and then you've got the other flag that has like a trident looking thing in white. I think it is, but it's if I could find it. If you just Google Ukrainian flags, right, you'll see one. There is one that looks like it has a trident on it. But if you actually really look hard at it, what you are looking at, I kept staring at this thing. When you actually look at it hard, you'll see Vladimir Goff. Don't throw me off. What you actually see is what I see is an eagle flying downward, like it. When an eagle is about to attack, flying to its prey with its wings back. Go look at just Google the Ukrainian flag, right, and then Google an eagle flying to catch its prey or something like that, and you'll see. So many of these Western nations have the sigil of the eagle as well, as well as the United States. Now, whoever did that, we kind of know who did, but when I think of that video, with that eagle getting tore up by that bear. It's almost like one thing I know is that there is always a micro and then there's the macro. You've got the the shadow or the the type and shadow, right? So I feel that what is about to happen is going to be a foreshadowing of what is going to happen on the larger scale in America. So you've got like the miniature eagle, which is on that flag, and then you've got the bigger, well, the bigger eagle that we know to be the United States. I just wanted to share that. Oh gosh, my voice.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Chantel. Yeah, you got very excited, and that throat, pulled up on you like a sprinter with a bad hamstring. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, don't worry, peeps. When that Civil War movie come out, it'll be available on stream because by the time it drops, it'll be just like 2020 because 2024 is already opening up like 2020. There was an attack on another country that the U.S. is likely responsible for, and now all we need now is just some high celebrity or high profile brother to get caught up in something. I mean, like Kobe Bryant.
Hang that up. It's going. They go find somebody, one of us, to throw everybody off. They go find something on somebody just to throw. Hey, we got this on this person. We got video and throw. Leak it to the press. We need to, get these people away from this story. Put them on this story here.
Hey, Michael, did you get that email I sent you about that Alabama?
Let me tell you something. I don't know what it is, man. You send me emails, and then all of a sudden they just stop.
Are you serious?
I kid you not.
It's because we have obfuscated your email systems.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because if that's the case, I'm going to check my account. I mean, I don't know because I got Gmail and I'll be sending y'all. Do you think they're being intercepted somehow?
Man, I wouldn't put nothing past these people now. I wouldn't put nothing past them.
We are watching you.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, because when's the last time you got an email from me, Mike?
Man, you talking about? Man, it's been a moment, bro. It's been I would say about a month.
No, because I sent emails to you, LaShonda, Barbara, and somebody else, Asaph. I've sent y'all in the past 2 months. Well, in the past month alone. Let's talk about December. I'll send at least 10 emails of stuff.
No, Roger, I ain't got nothing like that now. No.
Well, I'm at to see what's
messing with the system. Because I mean, for me to get on Kara's show, I got to switch in between Google and Firefox. Now, because Kara said I had a background noise. So I was like, all right, I come out and I find another browser, hop in that. It works fine. Then it started to have background noise. So then I go back to Google and it'd be fine for however long. Whatever this system they got going on, man,
denial of service attack.
Right. And it is what it is. And they doing their thing. But this nonsense they pull, they let, these people have their Christmas. Man, I mean, when Sister Chantel said that, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I mean,
man, they're trying to cancel. They're trying to cancel Russian Christmas.
You will never cancel Russian Christmas. We will celebrate.
Speaking of that, Garth, I'm probably going to be in New Jersey within the next month, probably before February. Don't know if I'm going to be up your way. I'm going to be in Southwest New Jersey.
Brother, I will not be in Southwest New Jersey, but if you are in Middle New Jersey or Northern New Jersey, please send email or other form of
Oh, if the email reaches you, I'm about to start checking my trash and my email on my spam to see if I'm getting mailer demon. I mean, but normally if I get a mailer demon, it'll send that right away and say message not sent or whatever. I haven't been getting those, so I don't know. I guess I'm gonna just start talking to y'all and let y'all know how I'm gonna move on here.
Message me in the chat, comrade. That's his best method.
The private chat. Yeah, I am up here.
Let me show you what Sister Chantel was talking about with the flag, so you all can kind of get a visual.
That's what I was thinking. But the wings, like it's diving for prey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was the visual.
This is actually the traditional Russian flag. The reason that they don't use this symbol, there's actually something very interesting with the symbol. So it's not necessarily like portrayed like that.
Symbol looks valid to me, brother.
They just do the blue and yellow, and I could get into that, but I don't want to go in 2 or 3 hours. And that.
Sorry. That is secret talk. No, will not discuss on
here. Yeah. So I'm not going to get into that symbology. There is symbology out there regarding that. So there was the one bishop there. I think in Memphis, I forgot his name. He'll bring some things together. He pointed some stuff out. He spent about a good 3 hours discussing this, and it was very interesting in terms of what this actually is. But in terms of, let me get this other image right here. Sister Chantel sent.
Yes, Iran was just hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that too.
See, you know what? The fourth could be Sister Chantel. Back in the day, me and you and Karis was talking about give it a week or 2 weeks, we'll be back talking about something totally different. They took another step towards something. Now we talking about the next day now, or even within the same day.
It wasn't even it was in the same day, Mike. It wasn't even 24 hours.
Wow.
Remember this broadcast stopped at 10:40 something yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even 24 hours. I wish I could do 24 hours to live, the little sound thing, but I got hit earlier in my YouTube
I will
career.
make a Russian remix later, brother Karis, for you. Just special remix version so you can play.
That thing got hit with the copyright violation. I said, nope, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Also, what's his favorite rapper here in Russia? World's favorite album.
Every time I play every time I play the intros, I get hit with copyright violation. So this channel is never getting monetized.
What intro? Your own intro?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the countdown music, Karis?
No, the Quest 2 Night Africa.
His old intro.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about new intro.
Yeah.
But that's your thing though. That's yours. How are they gonna hit you for what's yours?
Because they're hitting every channel and every platform. Do you know how many videos, even with what I just showed, with the update in Iran and the person laying on the ground? Excuse me. With the person laying on the ground, and because his wound is bandaged up, laying on the ground, you know that they can actually censor that. They can literally shut this down right now.
You censor everything.
Yeah. No, you Hebrew. That's what this is. You giving out information. That's life-saving.
Not the channel, but they'll shut the video down and they'll remove the video and they'll just say it goes against community guidelines and yada yada and all other sorts of nonsense.
Hey, see, Karis, that's why you need to get the new music, intro music to Scarface's. You can't believe that song.
We like Scarface in Russia. He's very good.
Don't do that. You put that song on, they might just hard hit your channel. Next thing you know, this channel is no longer available.
Guess Who's Back is best song from Scarface. Guess Who's Back.
What's that? Oh, Guess Who's Back is good, but you can't believe that song. That is the hardest truth that Scarface had ever sung on any, and he's done some deep stuff. But you can't believe that. Ooh, man.
Man, I'm looking at that picture, man, and on that eagle. Yeah, I see what you got. I see what you're saying on that.
You see, so so basically, again, these are all those nations, beast nations, things of that nature. Look, you're either the bird or you're going to be what?
The prey.
A prey, or a lizard, or a bear.
Brother Kevin, can I add
like rock, paper, scissors?
I add some statement that wasn't touched upon, but Canadian Prepper has brought up that we want the Ukraine intact for a war strategy. We don't really want to blow it up.
No, of course not. Ukraine is good for bread, huh?
KYIV is finished. They showed, CNN finally just showed like a live thing of that, and one of those little spires that they have with the golden dome, that thing is knocked down. So I mean, they can keep on talking about the Ukraine all they want to. It's a wrap. That the capital's taken. It's done.
Just
Speaking
like you,
of Ukraine.
Go
on. No, go
on. Just like you prognosticated about China and treaty with America, I feel like Ukraine will come up with treaty with Russia, and then we will see things come.
They're already trying to push for that. Remember, that was the whole thing. They were trying to push for that last week, and the Russians were like, "We're not doing that.
No, we want it all now."
Yeah, no, because why? Because listen, they said they read Second Esdras.
Oh yes, we
don't trust Ukraine.
They're listening to the Israelite community. They understood what the assignment was.
Of course we do. We listen to you. We don't trust Ukraine. We don't trust them. We know what is coming now. It is done.
Negro is waking up.
It is. They are.
Wake up, Negro. Don't. They said sleep, Negro, sleep. Remember that Russian song? I gotta find it again.
Yes.
It is a song that I sing to my children. They enjoy this song. Tavanich, it is a good song.
When I see NBA,
I wanted to quickly say this though. One of the things that I don't know if you guys have seen that apparently, what's his name, Zelensky? He's actually got his mother-in-law, to purchase a house, a villa, I think, or something along them lines, in Egypt, and people are outraged because it's several million. Like I said to somebody, you need to understand what these people did. They had their own little. Every time America was giving money to the war effort, these people were taking, all their heads of state were taking money and putting it into their little retirement pot. Let's flee from Ukraine pot. And now what's happened is that they see the writing on the wall. It's over. There is no more. There is no coming back from this. So what did he do? He got his mother-in-law to go and, just gave her some money so that she could go and purchase some land or a house or whatever, way far away. You know, these people, they always love to go into Egypt for some reason. But yeah, they're going over there, and people are starting to be, it's outrageous because it's like all this money that, this your money basically, tax, and more importantly, it's not just taxpayers' money, it's your money. That's what they should have been giving you for reparation. They got all this money for these, and it's almost like the Most High is showing them, look, this is what you spent your money on. This to go to war, to break America, only for these cowards to then flee with your money.
You know,
Like,
Sister Chantel, and the thing about it is, what you just said, they would tell the American people, keep your credit clean, make sure your credit score is high, and all this stuff, pay your bills on time, and they not paying their own bill.
no.
They're not paying their own bill. Now, you want to maintain this particular spirit on people. All right. Keep doing this here, keep doing that there. Now you had a $1 trillion deficit. I mean, wait a minute. 34 trillion. And I'm just what do that credit score look like now? What do this come? What this is a corporation, right?
Yeah, the country's credit score actually went down.
Mm-hmm.
Their rating actually went down as a country. It's been down a couple of years, and it still slots, or it still loses.
Mm-hmm. And they saying that that world power title, they said it's nearby gone from here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is what this world is saying. No, I mean,
remember, it will be gone because what is happening right now. You just had BRICS go online with their monetary policy. Remember, I said it was going to take about 60 to 90 days.
So you're talking about March.
Yeah, March, April time frame. See, the fight is on right now. Because once people slide into the BRICS economy, see, what the European nations are looking at is, depending on who is winning this war, well, you put your money on what? On the winners. You don't put money on the losers. And that's what's happening right now. They see where they're trying to place their bet. And now you have more money in the pool. What are you going to do? You're going to see who is winning the pile. And then you throw your money into the pile. This is literally what's going on right now. They'll try to do everything else, in terms of all of the shadowy talk. Oh yeah, we're still sticking with this, we're sticking with that. Look, I told you, the fair weather person or a country or whatever nation was always France. France had already said, look, we're about to bounce up on out of here. They said that last year. It's not by accident. So now here we go. Here it is at this time. All of a sudden, they only have 10 ships or 10 countries in this global thing, whatever they want to call it, coalition that the U.S. is spearheading. You know what that means? The nations are not giving them their power anymore.
Mm-hmm. And you can literally look at them and see their spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at them and no, you ain't as strong as you think you are, and they are really literally showing it. Their faces. Just look at them.
Yeah.
They don't have that confidence they used to have.
No, there's some long faces. No, they don't have the confidence that they used to have. It's different. Look, it is different.
Very much.
They don't want to even look outside of, what's happening in this world? No, I don't want to see everything is bad news. Well, why? That's the whole adage right there. We would have healed Babylon, but she refused to be healed. Why? She didn't want a recompense. Now this recompense is going to be on what? On her bosom. That's exactly what the word says. That's why they want to take away the word, because a lot of these folks, them folks are now reading the word and now figuring on out. Uh-oh. They're figuring it on out.
I see an evacuation of this country, and I mean, I would not be surprised if something went down later on today or tomorrow. It would not surprise me.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna end up happening is when you see a lot of these folks starting to leave midterm. You see what I'm saying? If you see a lot of folks leaving campuses or going back home and things of that nature mid studies, just like what they did in Ukraine, folks left the universities.
Mm-hmm.
Then know that it's not that far off.
And it's not that far off. It is not that far off. I mean, literally, that could happen either today or tomorrow. I mean, we're at that decision point. We're at that time. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anyone. I'm not. Because
I mean,
why?
it's really bad though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say it's really bad because then you like you just brought out what happened in Iran and what's happened in Russia. I'm wondering if they're going to do something in China, and if they're going to try and do something in North Korea. That would be very telling if they do that. I mean, didn't they call
this week? That's going to be very telling because then you understand. Yeah, these are coordinations from the West because,
Now, if they do something like that, now I will have to stand back and say, man, y'all got to be idiots. You cannot hit 4 countries and think you gonna have the strength.
No, Mike, it's not about them being idiots. It's about desperation.
Mm-hmm.
It's desperation. It's not. We're not at the point of idiot because you got to remember now. It's what goes along with policy. Like what I just read with Second Ezra, what I was explaining how this thing goes with how the other nations were dealing, seeing us and dealing with us. Well, we can't say anything because it's policy. Because why? Because it's money, right? What's happening right now? The money is in trouble, which means the strength of the policy is in trouble.
Give me the rubles.
So
give me the rubles.
They have to fight. You don't have. Look, if your money is getting funny and that's all you have, you're gonna have to fight. It was always gonna come to this conclusion. I've said this on this channel multiple times. That's the whole policy of everything.
Well,
coordinated attacks right after what? January 1st when BRICS went live. Now here we go. Here we go. Buckle up. Go ahead, Sister Chantel.
Sorry, I was just gonna say what it's their blessing, really. It's that blessing that Esau had. You are going to everything that you have. You got by the edge of the sword. I mean, all the way going back to, if you remember when I was talking about Constantine and the vision that he had, in with this sign, conquer. And the sign that he had was the cross. And like I said, the cross, when you look at a sword, what you see, like back those days, you had the cross guard sword. In this sign, conquer. So he was given a sign and a symbol to use Christianity as the vehicle in which to conquer with the sword, being the cross guard or the cross, whether it's we're using religion and war. It's I could say genius in a sense of its twistedness, but this is what they did, and they have reached the fulfillment of that. Now it's like they use that the religion and the sword to further their dominance by adding in the economy with that. And so now that's why the economy based on the petrodollar was so fragile, considering the fact that they literally eliminated the gold standard and it was based on nothing. The only thing it had was the petrodollar, which it wasn't ever even a resource that you even had in your own backyard. You had to depend on somebody else for that. It had to be an agreement. And you are a people who has never kept your agreement, but now you're peeved because they have broken that agreement with you. But you, as a people who likes to fight, Esau's blessing was the fact that for everything he has, and he has put his dominance in across the world has been the petrodollar, has been the almighty dollar. But in order to maintain that, you have to use your sword, which is why wars are a lucrative business for them. So it's like you are forever fighting. And I think even to a point now that they have become, even for them, war weary. When it says in the Wisdom of Solomon, it says we wearied ourselves in much wickedness. You're so wicked. You constantly keep warring and fighting, and you not only fight against nations, but you what's the saying? You throw the rock and hide your hand. You cause brothers to fight against brother, which is an Edomite way. All these that the scripture says, by their fruits will you know them. Everything you have done wickedly. You are wicked. You sowed discord amongst brethren. And now it's come back on you full force. You didn't expect it to, which is why Isaiah 47 says, you didn't even know the latter end. And you should have, because you've had this word for over 2,000 years.
I don't want to cut you off, sis, but
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Saying is so crazy because, and if I could find it, and again, that's really important. Yeah, this is Garth, important, serious Garth, that literally I read Jubilees, and the prophecy that Isaac puts over Esau is that all his seed would be outrooted under heaven. And they, casually leave that out in the canon.
Yes, of course they would. They have to. Just like they left out the book of Ezra. And it's like, for me, it makes no sense, because when you read Ezra, you read Daniel, you read, the book of the Revelation, it's like they go hand in hand. There's like the book of, Revelation 6 verse 12, where it talks about that the souls of the righteous are crying out, the blood of the righteous is crying out. But that's like the answer to, or that's the continuation of the conversation that Ezra's had, where he was talking about how the righteous, why they're being killed, and so on and so forth. And it's like, how can you take, you put that there, and it's almost like as if when you actually read all of these things, it's like, well, that kind of explains that, but why did you take that out? Why did you take that out? It's like, it's but then when you start to read parts where it says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is it that is the beginning of it that followeth, and then when you read, as we're reading Ezra 15, and it's like, to be honest with you, when we first started reading it a few years back, we saw bits of it, but how many of us can literally say that we saw everything that's happening now?
It says, no, I found it. It says, and Esau lifted up his voice and said, wept, and Yitzhak answered and said unto him, behold, far from the dew of the earth shall be your dwelling, and far from the dew of heaven from above. And by your sword will you live, and you will serve your brother. And it shall come to pass, when you become great, and do shake his yoke from off your neck, you shall complete sin unto death, and your seed shall be rooted out from under heaven.
What book is that again?
It's Jubilees 26 and 34.
Karis, I'm listening to a meme while y'all talk, and I want you to tell me if this is appropriate. Hold on for 1 second.
Tell me if it's appropriate. If you need to ask that question,
Hey, let me tell you something. When Karen took that deep breath, I knew.
If you have to ask the question, tell me if this is appropriate.
I think Karis was also rubbing his brow as like
Hey,
no offense,
Karen took
but
that
I'm
deep
about to
breath.
offend you. No offense, but I'm about to offend you.
No, exactly.
as I said before, Rojo, don't change. We need people like you, man. Where's he gone?
He's probably posted something in the back and he jumps back on. But when he posts, we'll start closing this up. I kind of have a sneaking suspicion feeling.
You gonna come back on late on this evening?
If it's not me on this evening, it's probably
It's gonna be Yakoba.
It's probably gonna be Yakoba.
Mm-hmm.
Too much is going on.
Yakoba's probably on War News 24/7. He's on what is that? What is that other one? The one guy. Oh, y'all go through it. Y'all go to it a lot. It's not War News. It's the other one. I forgot the guy's name he always uses, but there's a couple sites on out there,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that those sites are probably going up.
Yeah, man, I can only imagine. I can only imagine how they seeing what's going on, and it's like they can't keep up. You got this earthquake that hit. That was Japan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then whatever is they talking about some aftershock. I forgot how many people they said that was injured from that. But yeah, we got it's a lot going on, and I could just these brothers, yeah, they jumping on it. Hey, Babylon is being judged. The world is being judged, but the world. Oh, global warming.
Yeah,
That's how they want to shoot it down.
Well, let them. I mean, if they enjoy just calling out random things and just seeing what sticks, then so be it. I mean, they're going to be. It must soothe them somehow to just lie, even and pretend like they don't know what's going on. It's like at this point, I used to get frustrated. Now I don't even care. I don't care. Just do you, babe? I don't care. I don't care. Say climate change. Keep saying it. Keep calling it out, because every time you call it out, I just go straight to Revelation 18.
Yeah. Keep thinking Trump is gonna save y'all. Go ahead.
Exactly. Call it out. Call it out, because I know what the Most High said when He said that you fail to give Him the glory, even though He's the one doing it. So the more you do, the more you try to say, "Oh, it's climate change," and you call out on the spirit of climate change, the Most High is just going to keep tapping you. Okay, climate change. Is it climate change? Is it climate change? Is it climate change? Yeah, is it climate change? Keep doing that. Keep doing that, because I just be sitting here with my popcorn watching and saying, "Okay, you're stupid."
Yeah, Hal Turner. Thank you, Kanaya. Hal Turner. Yes. Those sites are blowing up right now.
I couldn't find a picture, but pretty much what the picture was, Karis, was a Jacob and Esau meme. It showed Esau on one side with rocks falling, waves crashing, and buildings falling, and he's crying, saying, "Oh wow, the world is ending." And then in another meme, Jacob is riding in a bus or a car, and he's seeing the sun coming up like it's just leaving dawn, going in the sunrise.
It's a beautiful morning.
Yeah, that's what the meme was. And I was like, oh, I can't find that nowhere. But I didn't know if you would have used that meme anyway or not. But I saw it on TT app, and it's a wonder it's not in my pictures, because I took the picture of it, I screenshot it. But ain't none of y'all get my emails anyway. So, man,
Here, I'll spare you all a closing statement. Shalom, guys.
All right, thanks, brother. Brother Garth, known as Vladimir. Oh, brother Asaph, you're back. Can we hear you?
Shalom. Can you hear me?
Much better.
Yeah, I'm at home now.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So, brother
Man,
Asaph, what's going on over there in your corner of the UK or London or however? I know Sister Chantel is on, but remember a couple of weeks ago when they said that like leave was canceled
yeah, that's right.
for the military and authorities and things of that nature, and also I want folks to
Nothing's
kind of
changed.
understand. Yes,
Nothing's changed.
but brother Asaph,
Yes, sir.
in terms of the coalition and UK's role in the coalition of what is it like Prosperity Garden, I think is the operation of the Red Sea. What the contribution that the UK is making to that, what does that kind of tell you?
It tells me that their heart is not in it at all.
Mm. Can you repeat
know,
that?
it would have.
Can you repeat that, please?
It tells me that their heart is not in it at all. You know, because they know that if they put themselves in there wholeheartedly, the beating that we're going to get anyway, because our soldiers are so fat and overweight, and we haven't got the technology to go up against anybody. Rule Britannia's finished now. You know that song.
Oh, you talking about you talking about Britain going into it to help out in that place?
Yeah, we couldn't even send 2 ships to help out Ukraine because Turkey blocked us off.
Oh man, I saw that. Yeah, wow.
You know, we can't do anything anymore. A mighty seafaring country historically like the UK cannot do anything at all. I've never seen nothing like this in history.
Hey, wait a minute, brother Asaph. Aren't y'all supposed to have the world's most elite navy, the Royal Navy?
That's right. We even sent one canoe to Venezuela, and that didn't even stop them from wanting to stop their military operations.
Oh, they're still training up. They're still doing train ups because it's all coordinated. When everything pops off, people don't even know Venezuela is about to pop off too. South America is going to be gone. And with South America being gone, Argentina is going to be singing a different song with their whole economic things. What their new president is doing is he's just doubling down on bad policies, talking about its new policies. Okay,
man, the way Argentina down there, but Argentina, I could care less about them. Can I say I hope something befalls them badly, or do I need to shut up on that to protect your channel?
Well, you know, I'd be cautious on what I say regarding that, but you know, as long as we're not involved in it, you know, that's the most important thing, and that's what's causing them angst, because we haven't chosen a side, whether it be in South America, Europe, or America. The only side we're on is our side, and that's causing a lot of problems for them.
Yeah.
The moment we realize who we are as a people and what authority we have, that's a strength. This is the reason why the world wants us to take a side. They know the strength. I mean, for the average person, no, they don't know it. But for these politicians that know who the real people are, they know the strength. They know who has the strength. We just need to manipulate their strength for this outcome. We're the people.
We don't need to, honestly. Let me tell you this. We don't need to do anything.
They don't tell history at all.
Yeah, we don't. And we don't have to do anything. Everything is. We just have to sit there. They are the ones that are literally running around with chickens, like chickens with their heads cut off. And when you're in fear, that's why the word says to do what? To fear not. Because when you're in fear, all you're doing is you're just playing right into the hands of the enemy. And you're going off of everything that your flesh hears and it's leading you right into destruction. So everything that they're doing is leading them right into destruction. And we said this back in 2020. This thing got them fearful, and now they don't know what to do. And now guess this is what's happening.
Fear don't make you think straight.
Exactly. It's now a fearful nation. This is what Ezra says. They're trouble bled. And when they're trouble bled, they're going to be doing everything that they can to try to regain normalcy. And it hasn't been normal. Their attempts of trying to do of normalcy has actually created tremendous blowback that they're now dealing with. All we're saying is, look, we're just telling you what the word says. Well, now we're going to go after the word, because why? Because the word is holding us accountable. The word is saying this, that if you don't recompense and pay the recompense, and the Most High is going to do what? Judge you. Now they're being judged. Who would listen? 3 weeks ago, we were like, okay, they're going to have their Christmas. They had their Christmas. Now they're not going to give them the Orthodox Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that they're actually going to at least allow the Orthodox Christmas.
I thought that as well, but
you know, I'm going overseas next week to have some extensive dental work, and I'm hoping that I'll make it back to the UK in one piece. You know, I'm flying out on Monday and coming back just before the Shabbat, and I'm hoping that, you know, I'll make it back in one piece. I was showing my wife last night some of the headlines, you know, and I said, this thing is not looking good at all, because you don't need to be any top military analyst to know what's going down. And we can feel these things happening in our spirit, whether we're military analysts or not. You know, we know the signs of the times, because we've read the script and we know exactly what's going down.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping my plane doesn't get shot down, and I can make it back okay. It's not looking good at all.
Well,
Uncle, you've gone through so much and you're still here. That's not going to happen.
I'm just laughing, you know, because, man, we ain't far from the wilderness at all, you know. Karis is going to be the chef in the wilderness with all them spicy recipes that is coming up with.
Look, all I need is just a smoker and some wood. I'll listen, preferably either pecan or cherry. I'll do apple. That's all I need. Just give me that smoker. We'll make it work. Smoker or a shopping cart, one of them. A shopping cart with at least a steel drum. We just got to cut out that drum. You know,
that's all you got to do. Hey, it's gonna feed you. Hey, it's gonna feed you and keep you warm at the same time.
We'll just jimmy up that shopping cart where you got two layers, right? That direct heat and that smoke.
They don't know nothing about that.
Be like that T.I. song.
I don't know what's gonna. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen, because as soon as we sign off here, you know, within a couple of hours, something's happened again.
I know.
You know, it's happening hourly now.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Hey, I mean, you all just said it. I mean, they, you know, we just sat back and we're seeing how things are transpiring, and they're making some decisions that's not logical out of desperation, and they're doing it. They're doing it.
The desperation is here. But let me get some final comments on in here, because we got to get some work done at Quest Unite Africa while we're still able to. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, as usual, I'll go first with my final comments, and I'll just say this: y'all be careful out there. There's this demon that is splicing caterpillars with spiders, and you know what happens when they pupate. You know, you could have, because they've already released like 10,000 of them, out into the wild, and they brought about 5,000 to the United States. So they're also now talking about, and the TT video was taken down. That's the one I was going to try to share too, where they said it was a success. So now they're going to use Brazilian wandering spiders to splice with these caterpillars and these asps. The asps that look like caterpillars that actually sting you. So be careful, fam. Be safe. Be vigilant. And like I said, this is no time to be wanting to get out there and hang out in public gatherings, Super Bowls, March Madness. No time for that. If you want to get out there and have a good day, don't deny yourself a good day, but do it in safety. Be around a number of people that you know you can trust, that you trust with your life, and then just move on. Just move wisely. With that, I say shalom.
All right, shalom. Thank you, brother Rojo.
Yeah, I'm with Rojo on that one. I know we like to have fun as a people. We do. We love to come together and things. If you will come together, make sure it's a small party, a small gathering, and somewhere where you're not around a lot of other things. Because now it's just truthfully, it's not safe, and especially what just happened. I mean, it's like these people, they can retaliate in a matter of hours. Now, yes. Karis, how fast would that missile that the Russians got? How fast they said that thing get up to?
They said that they can launch that thing. That thing could be here in a matter of 20 minutes.
And now you talking about coming from Russia?
Coming from Russia in 20 minutes. How you gonna get a missile over here in 20 minutes?
That's what I'm looking at. That is extremely fast.
They said that it can reach the UK in like 3 minutes.
Oh shit!
Sometimes.
No, I'm very adamant about this. Let's be smart about these things. We seeing how these people are moving, and we seeing that they're making some decisions that are, their confidence that we once the lack of confidence that once we had, they got that lack of confidence now. We got that confidence. We know who we are as a people. We stand back. We don't join in their politics. Now that's because now Yah has given us that confidence. That confidence has a great deal of strength that backs it up. And also maintaining your authority. You Judah. And I leave it at that, brother.
I just want to say that they feel confident. Even Russia, they feel confident. They've got and these people have always felt confident with the weapons that they have, right? And it's whoever's got the most and the biggest, they feel confident. And we don't have, and they look at us and it's like, look at these people. Oh, we confident because ours holds your breath. And if he needs to do is not think about you and you cease to exist, are we confident? We don't need to worry about nothing. And that's what they need to understand. Our Father is the Most High. The Most High. So they're toys. That's why. So I was just going to say, that's why Joel chapter 3 says, bring your pruning hooks. Because that's what it looks like to the Most High. Your little sticks. You might as well be fighting with sticks and rocks.
Yeah, exactly. And just like this is what Yah has been asking his people to do before we became a nation.
All right, Mike. With that, I'll let you go because I'm gonna get these final comments and appreciate it, brother Mike. Sister Chantel, and brother Asaph.
Yes, it's nice to be here. Good to spend time with family. Things are just kicking off so quickly. I'm actually astounded by how quick. And to be honest with you, when I see it, it's like the Most High is doing this. And it tells me one thing, that The Most High aches for his people, for his children to be back in his arms. He wants us back. And the fact that we're seeing these things happen so quickly, it's almost like, it's kind of like a love letter to us. Like, I will move heaven and earth to get my people back. I don't care about anybody else. I want you back now. I've had enough of these people disrespecting me by doing what they've been doing to you. I want my people back. So the speed in which this is happening, as much as for a lot of our people who don't know what's going on, it's kind of frightening and everything. But for us, we shouldn't be scared. We should just look at it as we are beloved of the Most High and he wants his people back. So that's how I look at it.
Hallelujah.
But I just wanted to say hi to everyone because I just came on and I didn't say hi. But hi, I hope everyone's good. And, yeah.
Yeah, you revved up. You didn't even have time to warm up. You were 0 to 60, and we're not talking kilometers per hour. We're talking miles per hour.
Yeah, I just revved in there, man. But yeah, it's just nice to be with family. I love each and every one of you. So I pray that all of you, the Most High protects us and watches over us and keeps us. So. As I said, don't worry, the Most High's got us. Anyway, I'll speak to you later. See you all. Shalom, everyone.
All right, shalom, Sister Chantel. All right, Brother Asaph. Let me bring you back. Brother Asaph.
Shalom. When I awoke 6 years ago and I started to shop for stuff to go back to, bit by bit, to go back to the wilderness, everybody thought I was crazy, but I'm going to be back in Africa soon. And now I see that the Most High was speaking to me, telling me that time was short and I'd end up there. And all what I've been through with a serious type of cancer that kills most people, and I've recovered and gone back to work.
Yes.
The Most High has kept his promise. And I've said to other members who were sick in my assembly that Yahuwah never disappoints the expectations of the righteous. And I want to be back into that land, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all. And I can't wait to see the discussions we're going to have, because this second Exodus is going to be greater than the first Exodus, my bro. And it says we're going to be leaving weeping. And it's not out of sorrow, it's out of joy to be free from this bondage and to seek our Elohim. I'm excited about what's happening, even though to some people it's disturbing. But when we see these things, the scriptures say we must look up because our deliverance is at hand. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all and to style and profile in the wilderness, and to see what's going to happen, because I know it won't be long from now. I've always said that, and I can see it. It's happening minutely now that the system is shutting down. And I'm not surprised that the powers that be said that our youth are the biggest threat. It's the whole of Israel that is the biggest threat. But which Israel? That's the answer. Our people out there and the powers that be that are listening now needs to answer. And with that, I say shalom, Brother Karis.
All right.
And to all the family out there.
Yes, thank you, Brother Asaph. Listen, family, put you in the back. Brother Asaph showing up here is a miracle. Y'all don't even understand. Oh my goodness. I know folks are just getting coming to this channel. If you haven't been in this channel for more than, I think, 18 months, you wouldn't have understood. Brother Asaph was on his deathbed. He was on his deathbed. We as a people petitioned and supplicated and asked for the Most High to not just heal him, but to fully restore him. If you don't think we have a loving, awesome Father who doesn't hear us, let me tell you this again. He hears us. Everything that we see happening around the world is because of us. Every single thing. Don't believe me? Read the scriptures. On this Covenant Awakenings channel, this is a Bible-based Israelite serving messianic Yahushua HaMashiach channel. I don't care if you're an Israelite. I don't care if you're a Gentile. All I care is that you hear the truth while you can hear it. All I care is that you can listen while you're able to listen. We may joke, we may laugh. That's the design of this channel. But let me tell you, we're in some serious times right now. Deadly serious. They want to go after this channel. They want to go after these platforms. But let me tell you, they always fail. Because it is Yahuwah that keeps us covered. They even may try to put us in the grave, but they always fail. Because we're walking under the blood of his son, Yahushua HaMashiach. You may be an Israelite, you may be a Yahudim, but if you don't have the blood of Yahushua on you, and you're not walking in the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, then guess what? It's all for naught. We don't have time to play around. We don't have time for distractions. You saw this distraction that was happening in the community. I said, yep, that's on time because something's getting ready to happen. And look at what's happened. That's how the Most High works. 21 days later. That's how he operates. And now watch as all this stuff happens. Now these Gentiles are going to be saying, "Oh, what's happened? What's happened?" Remember, all the Eurocentric doctrine doesn't prepare them for this. They're just now on rapture watch, and I'm not being funny or facetious about that. But they don't understand that they're getting ready to go into the service of these other nations. And that chattel servitude, that slavery, is going to be way worse than anything that we had experienced here in America. Way worse. Just imagine where it's like, I can't treat you with compassion because why? You enslaved the Most High's children. And if I do anything nice to you, I will get judged. So I gotta do this cruel and malicious and violent act against you. Sorry. How crazy is that? For the Gentiles on out there, y'all need to repent. Y'all need to start repairing and restoring and do whatever you need to do, and do it while you can do it. Because your time, you don't have much time left. You don't have much time left. You can scoff and scowl and say what you want to say. I don't care. All I can do is just tell you the truth. It's up to you if you want to harden your hearts. But at this channel, we have seen miracles being performed. We have seen testimonies, and now we have seen judgment. And that clock is ticking down. And I'm sorry to say, for y'all Gentiles, y'all ain't going to get no spiritual Jack Bauer. Because what's he going to do against the Most High? I'm just saying. He says he will judge this place. Ooh. What a fearful thing. What a fearful thing. So with that said, family, thank you, family, for the gifts. I appreciate your support with the channel, with Covenant Awakenings. The Cash App for Covenant Awakenings is still good, but I want to remind you all that for QQUA, we are putting a new system in place where we are going away from Cash App. We started that process as of December 31st. So on January 1st, we are asking that all donations made to Quest to Unite Africa would be done through and by visiting questtouniteafrica.org. That's questtouniteafrica.org, and that is scrolling on by. We still are doing the Most High's work, because we still have a time and space to do things. Now, as things get crazier, I pray that the Most High continues to provide. Oh, now they want to start giving when they start seeing stuff hit the fan. Now they want to start opening up their pocketbooks. Now they start seeing things going crazy. I'm just saying. All I ask is that you give as the Most High allows you to give and tells you to give and moves you to give. That's all we ask. If it's in your heart to give, hallelujah. If it's not, hallelujah. The Most High still got us. He still got this organization. And now we're in a tremendous season because now the harvest is in. Now the harvest is in, family. I don't have to show you that. You can literally see it for yourself. This is not a time to rest and relax. This is a time that we are doing the service of the Most High. And that's to move and go and grow. So with that said, family, Most High willing, I'll be on tomorrow. If things really do start to pop off, shoot, I may be on even earlier. I don't even know. But we'll figure it on out. Hallelujah. Because the Most High is good. He's an awesome father. And he loves his children. He loves his children. Those that are of the bloodline and those that are grafted in. All those that call on his name. That's what the word says. Hallelujah. So with that said, family, shalom, salama, siemi, shalom, peace and blessings. Yasharel.
Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana. Tuna wageni watatu.
Container packed with supplies that need to make their way to families in Africa, like yesterday. You said this is a 53-foot trailer? This trailer is packed with medical supplies destined to the motherland. We need to help get these out of here.